Hi everyone. Hi. Hi everyone, it's me, Paris from Mount Eliza. As you can see, I'm in my very casual ivory parrot children clothes. I had a yearning to say hello to you all and to speak to you. I'll just put the volume down on the speaker. How is everyone today? Wednesday the 17th of March. I know some of you haven't come on yet. That's okay. I've got my angel cards. I've got my clairvoyant cards. And I've got my Chinese herbal tea. It's Chinese. It's a brown, you know, that nice tasting one. So how is everyone today? Now look, friends, I'm always wanting to talk to you guys because I've got a lot of things I want to say. But then it got me thinking this morning, I'm thinking, what about your voice? Right, let me just drop this down a bit. I haven't set the camera. What about your voice? Who's listening to you? I'm out here every day or whatever, blah, 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 telling you guys what I think, my experiences, my feelings, my emotions, my sadness, my ups and downs. But what about you guys? Who's listening to you guys? Are you able to talk and express yourself and people to understand you? Or even if someone doesn't understand you, are you able to talk about, put the radio lower? Are you able to talk about things? Now, before I get to that, every morning what I do is I get up. Sometimes I'm still in my PJs, depending on the time that I get up. Behave yourself, babies. Now, it's a parrot I'm talking to, you know that. I bolt down, the parrots are the priority, right? Philip's normally opened all the blinds because we've got a lot of blinds and things like that. It's mainly for the birds so they don't see the light in the house. I bolt, feeding them, watering them, checking them, making sure they're okay. So 2 hours later, and while I've done that, I put on my modem because I don't have my modem on 24/7. The waste of bandwidth and also the radiation. Got my modem on, I put my radio on, either 3AW radio or iHeart. It's usually 3AW. And I know some of you say, oh, Paris, why do you listen to the media? And I've said this many times before. Everything that's online is now media. Who said it's true? Who said what I'm saying is true? Why is what I'm saying any more truer than what we're hearing in the media? How do you know if I'm not saying things to try and lead you down the golden path and get you into la la land? I'm not doing that. You know I'm not doing that, right? I've proven myself from last July. If you haven't figured me out yet, then you can't judge people at all. If you guys who've been listening to me from last year or you've been watching my videos, you still haven't figured out who I am, you have no idea how to read people. No idea. I've been looking for leaders from last year. And a leader is not someone who drives around in a Ferrari and has got billions of dollars in the bank, or who does coaching courses all over the world. No, that's not a leader. A leader is someone who takes control of their own life, who relies on themselves most of the time, 95% of the time, makes decisions for herself or himself, and takes the initiative to find out everything that's going on in the world as much as possible to make decisions. Is that right? Is that wrong? That is who a leader is. A follower is someone who's been brainwashed all their life recently or whatever, right? To follow someone else's sermons so that you don't have to do much about it because you're too busy, you're too tired, you're too stressed, you haven't got the time and energy to deal with that stuff, right? That is who I call someone who's not a leader. So when I say leaders, talking about people who make decisions. And I've met a couple of female leaders, and I often think of women who, there's a lot of women who are single with kids, and they need to make decisions on their own and to survive. I call them leaders, especially when they don't have family to support them, to babysit their kids, to feed them, to look after them. These women are leaders. And then there are other women. It's all right, baby. Sorry, friends, about the noise. The children are singing in the morning. That's how it is. And then there's other women who have the support of their family and of their partners a bit, because we don't have 100% of our support from our men. But they take charge of the business, of the family business. They take charge of everything. And they've even got grandkids. There's a lady that I know in the state. I really look up to her. And people like that inspire me. I need inspiration too, friends. I mean, I've got the inner strength, but often I give up on humanity. I give up on humanity often because I'm thinking it is very hard to find a way out of the maze that we're in. M-A-Z-E, the maze. There's a solution to everything, but goodness gracious, it's going to take more than 1,000 years for us to get out of this shithole that we're in. Because when I see the way people are still being brainwashed after everything they see and hear, example, I've been talking about, and the media's been talking about in Australia and whatever, how sexual abuse is rife in the churches, in all the religions, rife. And there's still many of you say that, you know, God is your God and religions are your God. Religions are your God. If you believe in a God, that's fine. But that religions, you trust the religions? Oh, but they've helped me when I was down. They gave me some money. They let me volunteer. They gave me some food and whatever. Seriously, friends? You think that's enough? Did that get you out of the shithole you're in? I'm not saying that they should pay your bills and all that. But how much have churches really helped? Because if you didn't volunteer for them, they wouldn't help you. Because the truth is, friends, when you're deep down homeless or you've got health issues, the kids have got issues and all that, you don't have time to volunteer. You're not meant to volunteer. It's people that don't have problems who are meant to volunteer. People who don't have serious health problems, people who don't have serious financial problems, they're the ones that are meant to volunteer. When you've got health issues, financial issues, your kids have got behavioural issues, health issues and that, why on earth would you be volunteering? Why? Because they make you feel guilty that you've got to do something for the church for them to do back. Well, that's not love. That's not care. So what I'm trying to say is, and this is following on also from the great discussion I had with an online friend, Paul, yesterday, because I've been thinking about a lot of things that I said. He said, I do that with all of you guys. When you guys send me messages and videos and personal messages, I'm always thinking, analysing and assessing. It's just my character. Baby, I can't manage with you like that. Stay there. Do not put all your faith into one person, one organisation, one group. You've got to put the faith in yourself. Look, she won't leave me alone. I can't concentrate when she's on my back. I just can't concentrate. Stay there, darling. I'm just putting her on a little pillow here. On a little pillow, stay there. She's pissed off that I'm not talking to her. You see why I don't do my lives in the mornings anymore? I can't manage. I can't manage. It's very, very hard. And it's, I guess it's annoying for you guys. Please, friends, can you please find that inner strength within yourselves? That faith in yourselves. Because when you wake up in the morning, what is the first thing that you say? I believe in myself. I have faith in myself. But a lot of you, what you do is, and it's okay praying. I talk to my angels every day, right? There's nothing wrong with that. But you're putting too much trust in groups and organizations that are doing nothing for humanity. If you don't give them money, if you don't volunteer, do you know how many millions and billions the Red Cross have? What's the other group? Salvation Army. You know, friends, that when you give stuff to the Salvation Army and they sell them in their shops, you know they've bought all the land, right? Yeah, they buy the properties because that's how caring they are giving towards people. Do you know that you should be asking for a receipt of what you give them for nothing? We weren't told that, were we? Well, I found out that you should be asking for a receipt and say, look, I'm giving you these goods. I want a receipt for this. And you can claim it with the tax office. That's the kind of rot system these churches and these organizations are. It's a shocker. It's a shocker. Yeah, because the people who know this stuff, they claim all these things. I never knew this stuff. I've given everything good to all these groups I shouldn't have. I regret everything that I've given. I regret everything I've given to all these organizations. Regret. Now, I'm trying to encourage you all to have faith and confidence in yourselves. I know it is not easy when you're down and out. I know it is not easy when you're feeling depressed, when you've got no job, when you're feeling depressed. But you've got to ask yourselves, what else you've got? What else can you do to get out of a rut? Go for a walk in the park, down the beach, wherever you can, amongst nature. Even barefoot, even better. Try and avoid rubber under your feet, right? Because energy apparently doesn't go through rubber. Anyway, but the energy comes around you. Energy comes around you. Don't get too stifled in these little details. Just, can you just stay still for a moment? Just one moment. Say hello to everyone. She just wants to say hello to everyone. Yeah, that's okay. Get energy around you guys so you can start thinking and clearing your auras to find solutions to your things that are upsetting you. You know I'm here. You know I'm here. I don't care how many people contacting me all the time. And I'm helping you guys as much as I can. As much as I physically can with the hours in the day. Just email me. Message me. And say, parents, I've got this shit problem. What do I do? Just ask me. Just ask me. You know I'm a professional counselor, right? A lot of things I'm doing, I'm not asking for money. So just ask me if you want someone that you can trust, someone who is a stepping stone to get over the depression, the black hole, the sadness that you're in. Just ask me. If you're saying, well, Paris, why do you think you got all the solutions? I don't have all the solutions, but I'll tell you something. I've been born to make solutions, to create. It's so easy for me. So easy. Baby, I just washed my hair yesterday. I just dried my hair yesterday. I can't have your poop on it. Hang on a second, friends. If I had something to put on my head, I would. I should have got my hat. Normally I had a hat around here. I find solutions for everything. There's nothing I cannot find solutions for. Secondly, you might be seeing me like this. Living comfortably. When I say comfortably, like comfortable, like I'm dressing under the roof of my head and that. Friends, I've been through a lot of experiences. You know I'm estranged from my family. I've got no family support. Well, relationships, you know how hell they are. I'm to my second marriage, so I know about relationships and that, and I've done the rest of it in my 20s and 30s. I've been through a lot of experiences. And what I do is when you guys talk to me or ask for help, I draw from my experiences, not my opinions. No, not my opinions. From my experiences. And I try and give you options. I try and guide you. Because I tell you what, I've been most of my life, especially the past 10 years, I have had no one to talk to. Oh yeah, I've been to psychologists and counsellors. If you heard the solutions they gave me, I would knock them on the head with a fucking fry pan. I can't believe that our psychologists and counsellors are giving the advice they do to people. So this is why I'm saying that I can help you guys. I mean, I could have my salt baths, I could be swimming, I could be doing other things, but I'm offering to help you guys. I'm offering to help you guys because I know how hard it is when you're in a rut, when you've been betrayed, when you've been lied to, when you've got no one that you can trust to talk to. You're afraid that you're going to be mocked if you tell your family, your partner or whatever that you feel like this, that these are your thoughts and all that, right? And I'm talking to you as a friend, not as a counsellor. So there's no one I've got to report it to. I'm talking to you guys as friends. I'm here for you guys. I'm here for you. Now, so what I was saying in the mornings, there's a few things that I do. Have the radio on. And some of you, especially men, because see, men love shutting our fucking mouths, right? And I'm not sexist, but you know I'm not politically correct. I'm saying it as it is. Men love shutting our mouth, but so do women. Our mothers, our mother-in-laws, right? Ex-wives, shutting our mouths. So I listen to media. I don't have time to watch much TV, even though I've got a few screens up here I can watch it. I want to know what people are saying. I want to know what people are thinking. I want to look at the reverse psychology that they're talking about. So if you guys can open your mind, if you're feeling distressed and all that, just listen to radio. It's very hard to noise. See, that's why I can't do my lives in the morning like I used to do 11 o'clock. Stay there. Just stay there. Just stay there. Open your mind to what's going on because online it is full of propaganda. Online, the social media videos and the influencers here and overseas are all propaganda. They're all bullshit. The problem is 10 years later, a lot of you guys, I'm getting my clairvoyant card, are going to realise it when it's too late. See, I'm trying to maybe awaken some of you. You know, I don't use that word loosely. Awaken some of you so that before 10 years, you can wake up. So you can understand that you're saying one thing and you're doing something else. Like you're talking about a God and religion and all that, and yet you're slaughtering animals and eating animals. I don't get that. I don't get that. I don't understand how you can talk about love for nature, environment, and the Holy Spirit when you are eating Holy Spirits. I don't understand that. Or when you are destroying nature. Look at all the rubbish all over the place. Melbourne's unbelievable. I can't believe the rubbish on the roads. Who throws all this rubbish? Now, I've got the clairvoyant cards, right? Doesn't matter who they're from. Doesn't matter. So, little baby, that's her name. We're going to shake the cards. You know, I can't shake them properly. I'm trying to get you guys to be leaders and to have a voice. If you can start having a voice with yourselves, if you felt all your life you haven't had a voice, just start writing a letter to yourself and say, Dear Paris, I felt all my life that no one's been listening to me, no one's been understanding me, that I've been the black sheep, people have been mocking me for my opinions, ideas, etc., and I want to start expressing my thoughts and my feelings. This is how I feel, blah, 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 blah. This is what I think, blah, blah, blah. Letter number 1, right? Read it throughout the day. Read it the next few days. Write more letters to yourself. Keep them in your journal. Keep them in your diary. Keep them in your drawer. I don't care where you keep them. Keep them in the bathroom if you want. I don't care. Start writing letters to yourself. And slowly you will accumulate all these letters to yourself. And you will read them 3 months later, 6 months later, a year later, 10 years later. I've still got mine from when I was 16, right? 45 years later. And I'm reading my journals and I'm thinking, where the hell did my character go? I was more mature at 16 and knew more about life at 16 than what I admitted in my 20s and 30s and 40s. Why? Because brainwashed more. Brainwashed from religions, brainwashed from families, brainwashed from everyone. Our families brainwash us more than what the media does. Think about it, friends. We spend more time. Good morning, Donna. How are you, darling? I've sent you a few messages, Donna. Private messages. We spend more time with our families than we do with the media, right? We're not sitting in front of the TV for hours a day. We might put it on for morning shows in the morning for half an hour before we go to work. Or we might put it on after work. But we spend more time with our families and with colleagues. We're getting brainwashed from our families. And I'm not saying that because I chose to keep away from my family. I chose. It was my choice. There's a card that flipped out. Friendship. That's what I have from all you guys. I'm saying it because it's a fact. A fact is, who are you? You've got to ask yourself, who are you spending more time with? Because that is the person who is influencing you, good or bad. Who are you listening to more? Now, I might have the media on, usually from early morning to 12, because after 12, the journos are a fucking joke. I put on iHeart, and I listen to Parliament Live and all that. Why are you out there, a lot of you, so scared to listen to what's going on in Parliament, in the world, and in the media? You're not scared because you are part of this online propaganda. You are trying to influence us to only listen to what is happening online. Well, I've got something to tell you guys. Most of the population is not online. And they're not listening to the media. Who are they listening to? Who are they listening to? There's a lot of good stuff online. There's a lot of bad stuff. I tell you, there's a lot of bad stuff. Stop listening to those videos that are negative about the vaccine, about, who's ruling the world. We've listened to them. We've heard them. Start listening to news articles that, look, I post online, that are saying things against the vax, against what they're doing and all that. Right? That they made these wrong decisions, bad decisions, people are side effects, this and that. Look at today onwards. Stop going back to the same videos over and over again. You are manifesting illness in yourselves. You're manifesting illness in yourselves. You are manifest. If you keep saying, oh, I'm panicking, if I get the vaccine, I'm going to die, it's going to happen. You're manifesting it because that's the energy that you're projecting. It's your thought process. That's what you're projecting. You can think of it top of your mind and say, okay, I'm going to be wary of anything that I ingest, anything that I, inject or ingest in my body. I've got to be careful of any toxins, poisons, yes, you can think of that. Every day I think of that. When I drink something, when I eat something, is there dust in it? Is there poisons in it? Is there dirt in it or whatever? I think of that every day. But these videos have purposely been made and circulated to instill fear in you. I have no fear. I had guns pointed to my head. I've got no fear. I've had criminals do things to me. I've got no fear. You see, that's why sometimes you listen to me and you think, well, Paris isn't saying things and shouting like other people are. Why don't she? Because friends, I've surrendered. At the bottom of my baby. When I say surrendered, I haven't given up. I've surrendered to that fear or insecurity that when I started learning about these things in my 20s, about who rules the world and the rest of it, sure, I had insecurities. But I got over that. You start working, you start trying to survive, you help people, you study, you do things. You get over it. You move on and you survive. The song I Will Survive by Gloria Gaynor, I'd be listening to that every day for years to keep me going. You will all survive. But stop being brainwashed and following groups and people who are not doing anything for the better of humanity. What are they doing? Stop waiting for someone to come and save you. No one is going to come and save us. Remember, I'm a medium. I talk to people who have passed. I talk to these higher spirits. I talk to humans who have passed. I talk to your ascended masters. I talk to your angels. I talk to all these people. No one's going to come and save us. They're on a different dimension. We're on a different dimension. We're on Earth. Shittest dimension. We have to have the free will and the choices to free ourselves first personally. Don't buy the cable so that we can save ourselves in this planet. Come here, baby. I'm fighting the cable. Do you understand that, friends? Is that it's 2021. 2021, isn't it? Yeah. There have been wars, there have been atrocities, there's constant abuse 24/7 happening all over the world. Who is saving these babies who are being raped? Who is saving the children who've been raped? Who is saving the women and the men who've been abused and raped? Do you see anyone? Hi, Mary, how are you, darling? It's nice and sunny today in Melbourne. No one is saving us. Stop relying on religions and gods and other people to save us. Because you're being complacent. See what happened last year, friend? Baby, let me just drink my Chinese tea for a second. I meant to have it hot, because if you have it warm, the stuff sits down the bottom. The herbs sit down the herbs. Only plant-based herbs. See, last year these groups were created on purpose to get us all excited, as if to believe that we had leaders to get us out of this shithole that we're in. So we mistakenly relied on them. And a lot of you are still relying on these groups. They're political groups. And a lot of them now, where's the 99%? They weren't taken off the page. Where's the 100,000 followers that they had? Why aren't they on the streets protesting? Where are the 50,000? Where are the 10,000? Every time they protest, there weren't even 10,000 people. There weren't even 5,000 people. There were more at the Women's March the other day in Victoria and all over Australia, because it's organised by the socialists. The socialists and communists, Democrats, they're organised. They're not like us living in la la land that God's going to come and save us. You see, a lot of them don't believe in religion, and they have every reason not to, because whilst religions existed thousands and thousands of years ago, the new religions they have no faith in, because the new religions, what they did, friends, and if you don't want to hear it from me, you can research it yourselves. They got some customs from the white witches. They got customs from the black witches. They got customs from all different types of pagan rituals. And they created religions to instill fear into you. So what's happened is these socialists, animal welfare people, and the rest of it, most of them don't believe in religions because they saw that religions did not save them. Grasses and did something themselves, no one would help the environment, animals, and people. But the problem is that these people, as caring and as loving and as empathic as they are, unfortunately, they have been exploited and taken advantage of by the government. And it's going to be way too late when they realise. When they realise that they've been taken advantage of, they've been bought out, and they've been manipulated, their sensitivity and their empathy has been exploited and taken advantage of, it's too late. We can't rely on the animal welfare people, on the vegans, on the greenies and all them, even though they're all frauds anyway, as in the politicians I'm talking about, right? We can't rely on them. It's too late. They've been brainwashed, it's been instilled really deep in them. So I've been trying to reach out to people who are in between, caring and loving for people, animals, and the environment, and the people who have experiences from life, a lot of experiences, professional experiences and business experiences, and personal experiences. I've been trying to find people in the middle there, and I have found a few of you. I have found a few of you who've got a lot of life experiences, a lot of professional, right, and who also care about animals. And the people that I can think of is maybe two at the moment. They're women running their own businesses and trying to manage with kids and husbands and the rest of it, right? Their health and the rest of it. I've been trying to find women like that because they have a bit more disposable energy and time in their heads. Because when you're happy with what you're doing for yourself, right, as a person, man or woman, you're doing something professionally. If you don't need money, you're volunteering or whatever, right, to help people, animals, or nature. When you're doing something you love, friends, that love and that passion you have converts energy in the body into inspiration and motivation, bursts and sparks, if you can imagine, like firecrackers, sparks of energy to be able to give out there more. And that's raising the vibrations of everyone else around us. Problem is that when you've been brainwashed, it's very hard, right? Hi, Christine. How are you, darling? You're not going to like what I'm talking about. Talking about things that you're not going to like about, but that's okay. We can have another discussion anytime. I was just telling people about my mornings, how they are there, etc., and talking about how we need to be leaders and not followers, because unfortunately we've been brainwashed by everyone. And another thing, friends, you got to understand, because we've been brainwashed by the new age industry too. I was in it, right, for over 20 years. There's no such thing as being 100% pure high vibration on Earth. No, I'm telling you now. Because Earth, the planet Earth, as high vibration as the planet is, as in physically the planet, well, when you've got geologists and abusers raping the Earth, taking out all the crystals, because the crystals, the crystals give energy to the planet, right? But you're getting all these people who are exploiting the planet, raping the planet. I call it raping the planet. It's terrible things what they're doing, raping the planet and taking out all the life force out. Anyway, the crystals and the minerals and the rest of it. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is that we cannot be living 24/7 a high vibration life. We can't, because we still have to work to earn money and pay our bills in the tax office. We still have to take our kids to school. We still have to save animals. We still have to save the environment. We're still doing 3D things. It's part of living. Wouldn't it be beautiful, friends, if we could live a life on this planet, buying, selling, trading, honestly, ethically, not using slave labor, not using slave animals, not murdering, eating animals. Animals actually help us. Animals teach us, educate us. Because animals, all animals and birds, have higher vibrations. Have you heard of that? Can see more colors than we can. Did you know that? That they can see more colours than we can? I don't know how they figured that one out. But I know that they're highly psychic because I've done testings on them. I've done testings. They know. It's like they can see through walls. I've discussed this another time what I did with the cockies. I had all the blinds closed, right, when they were screaming. And then I walked away, and then when I walked towards the blinds closed, they knew exactly when I was walking towards the blinds. And this is at least 10 metres away from them, right? So I do experiments like this, safe, ethical experiments. Sorry about the noise, you can tell how loud it is. Don't chew my files. We cannot live a high vibration life on this planet. And if we are to live a high vibration life on this planet, it's going to take thousands of years. Because there were a lot of negative beings on this planet who've been taken over by negative entities, right? And another thing, we all have negative entities in us. All of us. I don't care how much you meditate. I don't care how many crystals you have around you. I don't care how many times a day you pray. We all have negative entities because we all have an aura, like animals have. And these entities go in our bodies. It doesn't matter how well you eat, how raw food you eat, we all have negative entities around us. Because, friends, surprise, we talk to them every day. They're around us. Do you know that a lot of people who die don't want to go off to heaven? Hey, come on. I've got to be careful in case they're fighting. They don't want to go to heaven. There's a lot of people that are very arrogant and stubborn or very hollow, and they want to stay on earth to get revenge back on the people who they want to take revenge on people. A lot of criminals who we've heard about who have died and whatever, I've been speaking to them for years. They told me things. I can't say it to anyone. If I ring Crime Stoppers, they're going to think that I was involved in these cases. There's a lot of spirits that are still on earth. And these spirits are pissed off, like I said, want to take revenge. And they want to take over our thought process, our bodies, so they can do what they want to do to other people. This is why when I hear about schizophrenia, I don't believe in schizophrenia as a medical problem. It's because entities have taken over the body. That's all it is. Anyway, I didn't mean to get into such a discussion. I'm probably driving you crazy. I'm looking at the birds with all the noises in the background. I promise you I'm going to do a reading. No, I'm not going to do 9 cards. I'm not going to do 9 cards. It's too much. I haven't got the time for that. I'm going to do 2 cards, and they said the third one's good, right? So I've got my cards here. So I'll take it from the top. First card. What does it say? Opportunity. Right? Opportunity. That can mean many things to different people, right? Expanding our knowledge, new friends, new ideas. And you know, friends, when opportunities present themselves as new ideas or new thoughts, you don't have to go from black to white in one day or 1 month. Like I could be saying, you know, let's pick a name. Annie came to me. I don't know why the name Annie came to me. Right? Red doesn't suit you as much. Why don't you try pink? And I'm going to say as Annie, but I like my red. Right? Listen to that pink suggestion. Get a little pink hanky, little pink rose, put it in the pocket. Just add to it. Just add to it. Just the only way you can set your mind, your thought process free is to add things. It's just like food. If you've only been eating salads all your life, add a bit of, just lettuce. Sorry, I should say. I was thinking of lettuce all your life. Add a bit of spinach. Add a bit of kale. See how it tastes different. See how it affects your body different. You know what I'm saying? Like, for instance, I'm drinking my Chinese tea now, right? To help me with my spleen and all that issues that I have. For the first 2 weeks, it was fantastic. I had hardly any of my hot flushes. Well, they've come back again. Past 2 weeks. This is the 2nd week now. Why? Because my body became immune to the tea and I need a stronger dose. That's what happens. I need a stronger dose. So if I keep drinking this, the same dose, the same type of herbs, I'm not going to get any better. That's what I'm saying. We need to keep changing. We need to keep evolving. Easy for me to say I'm a water sign. I'm a yin water, double Scorpio. I've got so much water. I've got so much water. So that's why sometimes I talk about one thing and I jump somewhere else. But I do it a lot. I don't do it normally how women do it. Constantly changing like water in other ways. I'm changing all the time. But I have my routine, what I have to do to feed the parrots, cook for myself and all that and things like that, yeah. But I'm constantly, I can do that. And I appreciate friends, you can't all do that. I know. You can't all change like that. I get that. We're all different. Like some earth people are different. Remember this. So there's fire people, very fiery. Philip's fire. He doesn't seem it, but he's fire. He's very placid and very calm, isn't he? But he's fire. And he's fire on water. You can imagine the conflict, right? Fire and water. You can find out what you are for free. I'll put the charts up, the Chinese charts. So you're either fire, water, wood, earth, or metal. Right? Like the metal and wood people. Metal, if you can imagine an axe, wood, the tree. There's conflict, metal and wood. Earth and water is conflict. Earth, I've had a lot of earth in my life. People who are earth. Earth, you imagine sand. You put sand on water, you wear me out. Right? We need to know these things. We need to know what our partners are, who our partners are now.